work. The stream, please work. YouTube, please work. Ah, yes, YouTube. All right, cool. Now I got a title.
We got to talk about the games today.
I got a thumbnail.
Don't forget. Yep. It's MLK Day. There's a lot of special NBA games today, and there's going to be a lot of good ones, especially a couple at 1 o'clock.
No one has their camera on?
I'm going to turn my camera on.
Yeah, I am too.
Yo, Skino, you don't have to turn your camera on since you're...
I'm getting stuff upstairs for a minute.
Skino, you don't have to turn your camera on because...
it's a good-ass game.
You're driving.
Oh, you in the whip, my nigga?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he's back right now.
Joel's in the building today?
I am.
Bro, you're driving, bro. You don't have to have your camera on.
I don't.
Nah, you're driving, bro. You're driving.
TOS.
Everyone else can have their camera on if they want. I mean, it's better if more people have it on just so it doesn't look like I'm looking at it.
I'm just grabbing some stuff from my basement, so I'm...
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Put this out.
Is this Callie?
Auntie Kelly.
What's up, man?
Auntie Callie.
Which game are you looking forward to today?
Cavs and Pelicans.
Yeah, Cavs and Pelicans.
Jazz and Suns. That's going to be a good one.
Jazz and Suns?
No, Suns and Grizzlies.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one tonight because a lot of things are going on. But the other game I'm looking forward to is Atlanta and Miami because the Hawks are literally imploding with drama and problems. Yeah. And I'm all in because they said, you're a Laker fan. Why do you love seeing teams fall apart? It's funny to watch. Madness is everywhere, and it doesn't involve us. Because like when the Hawk fans are always going into a panic saying, we're going to trade away Trae Young, which is not going to be possible. Trae is not leaving Atlanta. But if things don't change quickly,
leaving.
Yeah, because the Hawks right now are a dumpster fire.
Bro. 3-game lose streak.
That team is terrible.
Lakers, jeez, man.
How many games have there? How many games? 3 games?
Bro, 2 games. Losing.
All right, we get started. All right, everyone shut up so I can do my intro.
They need to fire the coach.
I thought when they get DeJounte, that's what we do.
Hold on, bro. Time to do the intro. Better get started.
My bad, boss. Go ahead, bro.
Let me make sure this... Wait, what? Can this go any lower? Nah, this gotta be higher. Camera just gotta be lower.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Welcome, everyone, to the 8th episode of Some Casual Takes, a podcast hosted by me, Stephen Pepper, featuring other casual sports fans debating interesting topics with the most casual takes. This episode is brought to you by no one, because no one knows who we are. But we're back. Didn't have a show on Friday because your boy had to go to TikTok court, temporarily suspended. That was not a good day for me. Had spent all day getting my account back. Well, at least getting, not back, but at least getting word on my account. Got to wait until Friday. But it's worse timing, too, because as soon as I get suspended, my videos start to blow up, and I literally can't interact with anybody who's leaving comments, or I can't make another video. Because I have a Super Bowl predictions. I still haven't posted my Super Bowl predictions. And there's so many people commenting, where's the Super Bowl predictions? Because, dude, I literally said at the end of my video, the video has 1 million views now, my divisional picks. I literally said at the end of the video, follow for the Super Bowl pick. And they ain't getting that, bro. So they're probably going to think I'm milking it for views. So I feel bad. I had to make a backup account just so I can respond to people. But I think people think I'm a bot because I have no followers on the backup account. And they might think I'm just a copycat because it's the same name. But thank you for the TikTok love, though. We got Callie, Auntie Callie today. Callie had a short appearance on one podcast, but he's back again. Callie, put your camera down, bro, so we can see more of you. Pause. Holy pause. We got Chris Armstrong, NBA expert. We got Capo again, holding down the pod. You got Joel Camilla. Nothing else. Justin Fields' #1 fan. Trevor Lawrence #1 hater. James Harden, Rick Ross, a.k.a. Skino, professional rap. Devin Boyer. It's on live TV. Devin Boyer's on live TV. But yeah, he's probably sad that C.J. Stroud declared. Joe, how do you feel about C.J. Stroud
we were talking about
declaring,
C.J.
bro?
We were talking about C.J. Stroud.
How do you feel about C.J. Stroud declaring?
Hold on, he's gonna give you.
How you feel about C.J. Stroud, bro? He's the GOAT.
How do you feel about him declaring, bro? He almost stayed.
I like the thought that he put into it. I think that really shows his heart here at Ohio State, and I think it was the right decision for him to leave, for him in the team as well.
Mm-hmm.
Letting the younger guys come in and do their thing, and I feel like he'll do great things in the NFL.
Words from Devin. But now Stroud's gonna be a Colt. Yes.
Stop, bro. He's not coming to the.
He's coming, bro. He's coming to the Colts, bro. We're getting him, bro. We're getting him.
All right, bro.
But mostly going to be basketball today because most people here watch basketball. No one outside of me and just a little bit of other guys watch football. But I want to start for the people who actually did watch the wild card. I know Joel's Cowboys haven't played yet, so I don't know how much you've been watching the games, Joel.
I've been watching them.
And Joel's a fan of losers, so most of his favorite players aren't here. 3-win team, Justin Fields. He's a fan of a loser.
Colts fan, by the way.
Hey, my guy Trevor Lawrence won a playoff game yesterday. You have a lot of making up to do next year, bro.
He's going home next game.
You have a lot of making up to do next year, bro.
4 picks is so crazy to me. I can't lie, but it was a great comeback.
4 straight touchdowns, bro. 4 straight touchdowns. 4 straight picks, 4 straight touchdowns. Hey, listen.
That's special. I can't even hate.
Bro, and the Jaguars, you know the Jaguars, after those 4 picks, they're down 20. And they're down 27. They had 5 drives remaining in the game. They went touchdown, 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 game-winning field goal, no punts, won the game. If they would have punted on like any of those drives, game would have been over.
It's over.
But shout out Trevor Lawrence. But I want to get into the more wild card games outside of those. I mean, I don't really think we need to talk about Seahawks 49ers. I think we all had the 49ers winning. Brock Purdy just did his thing. I know, Joel, you're not the biggest fan of Brock Purdy. I love me some Brock Purdy.
He's weak, bro. He's getting carried.
I do think he's getting carried by his weapons. I think we can kind of all agree on that, so we don't really need to spend too much time on it. What else happened? And I think the other games we're going to talk about, but that's the game I kind of just want. Those 2 games I just kind of want to get out of the way because they happen on Saturday. But I want to start with the Giants Vikings because something really stuck out to me that I kind of want to see if you guys agree with me. Because I was talking with my friends about this after the game, and this instantly came to mind after the game. I think the biggest unwritten rule in football is best player should always get the ball in the biggest moments. Period, end of story. That's it. That's the biggest unwritten rule in football. The reason why the New York Giants are advancing to Philly and the Minnesota Vikings got sent home packing is because the Vikings, in their biggest drives, when they needed the big downs and on their go-ahead touchdown, they gave the ball to their best player, Saquon Barkley. But the Minnesota Vikings, their best player, the Vikings, their best player, unanimous All-Pro Offensive Player of the Year, Justin Jefferson, doesn't get a target. He was double teamed. He was seeing special coverages. I don't want to hear all that, bro. Because you weren't making those excuses when you're at Buffalo down, game on the line, 4th and $1 billion. What did you do? You threw the ball up for grabs into a double team, triple team for Justin Jefferson. Why? Because you knew that you trust your best player to make plays to win you a game in the big situations. So don't tell me you don't. I don't want to hear excuses. What was I going to say?
I agree. It was terrible coaching. I don't know why they wouldn't find a way to get him the ball. Even though I saw how they were guarding, they were bracketing him. Mm-hmm. There was ways to get him open.
I don't want to hear nothing else. You broke the biggest unwritten rule in football. Yeah. That's simply put it. That's why you lost. I don't want to hear. oh, there's a false start here when we were trying to go for it. We didn't get it here. We didn't play a good enough defense here. I don't want to hear that, bro. You simply lost because you didn't get the best player. The ball. You simply lost because you broke the biggest unwritten rule of football. Your best player should always see the ball in the biggest moments.
Yeah.
I agree. Even though Giants D was definitely decent all game, I don't want to hear none of that. I put all my faith into that man from Jettison.
This is the.
Would he end with like 47 yards, something like that?
Yeah, they just didn't throw the ball to him. Justin Jefferson. Oh, he had 9 targets, 7 receptions, 47 yards, but he didn't see a single target in crunch time, bro. Like these were all like early stats. Most of those yards, most of those yards are from the first drive. He came out cooking first drive. I think most of those yards were from the first drive. I think he had about like 40 yards in that first drive. In the rest of the game, he didn't have.
They left Hawkinson open though. And they let the other.
I know, but I'm just saying. I know that they were double teaming Justin Jefferson, but at the end of the day, this is the same guy who made a miraculous. This is the same guy on 4th and 18 who had the greatest one-handed catch maybe of all time. And instead, you throw a check down to T.J. Hawkinson? Yeah, bro, you deserve to lose. You deserve to lose. You deserve to lose, bro.
Play, man. No, that play made me so bad. I ain't gonna lie. It made me literally my stomach. Wait, Steven, who did you predict that would win this game against the
Giants.
Giants?
Giants.
Yeah, the Giants.
I think most people had the Giants winning.
Yeah, the Vikings defense.
Yeah, most people had the Giants winning. It was technically an upset. It was technically an upset because the Giants were the 3-point dogs, but most people had the Giants winning. So I don't really think it's technically an upset, but I think most people had the Giants winning.
Okay, I had Minnesota, bro. I had faith in that nigga Justin, bro. I had faith in Justin Jefferson.
They were throwing some coverages at him, and Minnesota just didn't draw up any plays.
Yeah.
The best receiver in football, not getting a single play drawn up to him in the biggest moments, is losing recipe. That's a losing recipe. Chris Pepper, just say, Pog. Chris, go to class. Hey, bro, maybe one day they drop those big plays for Chris. Maybe, if Chris was in for the Vikings, maybe if Chris was in for the Vikings.
Chris is not a reliable target, bro.
Maybe if Chris was in for the Vikings, they would,
I'm not.
They would, he would have got a better ball and would have broke that DB's tackle.
Chris not a reliable target.
Maybe if Manzi was QB, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, that connection's untouchable. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know about them ones there, man.
The hate is there.
Manzi at QB is looking.
Bro, I really got to those too. But what other games has there been in the wild card?
Okay, so there's another games I want to touch on is Dolphins versus Bills. I picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl, which I just released it because I haven't made the video yet. So if anyone on TikTok was somehow watching, doubt it. I picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl, so that's my pick that I'm watching. But then there was also Ravens-Bengals. 2 heavy favorites against divisional opponents. Played some really close games. And what I just want to say about those games before I let you guys talk is there was a lot of overreaction to the Buffalo Bills after the game of the Dolphins. And that's fine if you're going to overreact to the Dolphins. It's fine if you're going to overreact to the Bills. I still have the Bills win the AFC. But if you want to overreact to the Bills, that's fine. They played really sloppy. Although they dominated the game, they still played really sloppy. They showed their biggest concern that everyone's worried about is Josh Allen turning the ball over. I get it if you want to overreact. But keep that same energy with the Bengals. Because if you're going to do that to the Bills, you have to do that to the Bengals. Because the Bills dominated the Dolphins. They had 200 more yards, about like 10 more first downs, and like 5 less penalties. And the only reason that game's close is because they had a couple turnovers. Now I don't want to devalue like what is it, like, underestimate, like, or just underappreciate? I don't know. I don't want to, like, not give that much credit to the Dolphins defense or I don't want to, like, overblow, like, or how, like, underblow how much, like, a turnover. Like, I don't want to just, like, throw it out like, oh, a turnover's not a big of a deal. But they still were dominating that game. If they just didn't have turnovers, they dominated the game. Cincinnati Bengals played a clean game. No turnovers from Burrow. I mean, they had a fumble from Hurst, but outside of that was a clean game for the Bengals. And if Huntley gets that QB sneak in, which I thought was the wrong play call, that was a 14-point swing. We could today be talking about the Baltimore Ravens going to Kansas City. So we could have so I'm just saying, if we're going to overreact to Buffalo, we got to keep that same energy with Cincinnati. Because Cincinnati played a relatively clean game outside of that fumble. Cincinnati didn't really dominate. Unlike Buffalo, Cincinnati didn't really dominate the game. They played a relatively clean game and almost lost. It's fine if you're gonna overreact to Buffalo, but you have to overreact to Cincinnati as well, or just don't overreact at all.
Did you see the last play?
What play?
Cincinnati.
The Huntley Hail Mary.
Oh yeah, how close it was.
Bro, that was really, really close. I'm not
that's a hard catch. That's a hard catch to make.
O'Shea probably should have caught that.
That's a hard catch to make, bro.
That is a hard catch.
And he also has to survive the ground if he does catch it. You know how those NFL receivers don't be surviving the ground.
Yeah.
My OSU man, bro, J.K. Dobbins. Underused, bro.
Bro, Dobbins not getting the ball in the red. Dude, a QB sneak from a yard away is crazy. Dude, that was not just a yard. That was a far yard away. Like, did you see when he tried to jump over the O-line, how just far away he was from the end zone? It wasn't even close. He wasn't even close. I don't even know why they called it. Where is he? The bro thinks he's Cam Newton. Where is he jumping from? Like, dude.
I wouldn't doubt that.
I would have given it to
that type
Dobbins.
of athleticism, though.
Nah, Lamar could have go fake.
Lamar might have got that thing.
Lamar would have got over that.
It's far though.
That distance makes.
I know, but it's far though.
Is right, bro. Loki, the whole line just came up. Like, I feel like, aren't you as a like, if you're trying to do that type of play, right, at the 1 yard line, don't the O linemen do like knee blocking so like these niggas, like, you know what I mean, get under them so they can.
Yeah, they chop block.
Why did it look like everyone was just rising up, bro? Like, it looked like we're standing tall.
Yeah, Huntley got way too high. He got way too high. But I don't know. I just wanted to say
the man Huntley made plays though throughout the game.
Bro, he played the game his life, bro. I gave him no credit before going into the game. Shout out to him, bro. Yeah. He played the game of his life. Same with Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson still played really bad. No, he still played pretty bad. That game he had like 30 incompletions, but I said he was a bye week. I just gotta give him some credit there. I mean, the game was 17-0 already. Like the Bills were up 17-0. So, like, just keep that in mind. They were dominating that game until they had a couple of turnovers. Bengals were not up 7. The Bengals were going back and forth. The Bengals were actually down at one point. The Bengals were down at halftime. So even like, so if you're gonna overreact to the Bills, you also got to overreact to the Bengals. Because at least the Bills were not down. The Bills were never down. Actually, the Bills were down this game. But they were down later in the game. They weren't down at halftime. They were down late in the game. Actually, I forgot the Bills were down, but that's because of some dumb turnovers.
Yeah.
Eli Apple, bro, is like probably top 5 worst corners in the league. I can't tell whether or not.
Nah, he's bad.
Bro, I can't tell whether or not this game was just based off the fact that Eli Apple is complete dog shit, or if these guys are just like really showing plays.
Bro, Bengals fans keep trying to tell me that Eli Apple is just some like underrated gem on that defense. I don't think so at all. I see this man get torched every game.
Bro, I seen his ankles get bust. Who cooked his ankle, bro? I seen this man get busted off the.
Let me pull up.
I forgot who it was.
It was a deep touchdown, right, to DeMarcus Robinson.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Robinson.
Yes. Oh my God, man.
Cooked him, bro. But
He was
kind of
decent at
disgraceful knowing that he came out of OSU.
OSU product, Joel. OSU product, Joel.
Look at our other opponents. Stop trying to play with us.
OSU product.
OSU product.
Yeah, Apple's just the middle child, man. He's just, you know what I'm saying, like.
We don't be claiming like that. There's a reason why OSU don't post him. You know what I mean?
OSU don't
Yeah,
post,
he's
bro.
more. He's Michael Blackson's nephew.
Oh, for real?
For real?
Yeah,
I did not know that, bro.
I did not know that.
it's hilarious. That's why Michael Blackson was repping OSU stuff like a couple years back.
Yeah, I knew he was.
Yeah,
Oh, he's last name Apple?
he's Ghanaian, but his last name he took from his pops.
Oh, his dad's
Yeah.
All right.
kindergarten.
So now we're doing football. We can get into what we've all been waiting for. The headline for today's show is LeBron or Luka at 23. But before we get into any Luka comparisons, we got to discuss the 76ers versus Lakers. Oh my God. I forgot they had James Harden. I forgot they had his favorite player, James Harden, on the team, bro. I forgot. Oh my God. This just makes it worse. Just makes it worse.
We really pulled through. You know what I mean? When they counted, we got that stop last possession. You know what I mean?
Stop. Oh my God.
Stop, bro. Did you
Stop.
stop?
Oh my goodness.
Bro's claiming a stop. Oh my God.
That wasn't a stop.
Bro's claiming a stop.
That's
It was a
Russell
stop.
Westbrook at his finest.
Bro, blocked by Yang. You gotta understand, like Yang is nowhere near like a defensive player.
It wasn't
I'm trying
blocked. It wasn't blocked. I think Russell Westbrook was trying to throw a pass and then Niang tipped it. Because the way Russell Westbrook went like this, and
But even if
yeah,
look, even if he was shot, there was not enough time for him to get, and no one to get a shot off.
I know that's the problem. Skino, that's why Darvin Ham has to go, bro. Darvin Ham has to go. It's over.
Bro,
I've seen enough.
I'm agreeing with you on that. Ham does need to go as a coach because the Lakers overall this season are not playing good basketball. And it goes back to last season. The coach they had who got scapegoated, that's Frank Vogel,
Yeah.
they fired him. And obviously I think Frank's a great head coach and they should not have let him go. Going into this season, they weren't even building to make the playoffs because they got rid of almost all the players because last season they added a roster full of old guys when you had Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan, Trevor Ariza, Carmelo Anthony, Kent Bazemore, and a bunch of other guys who I don't really
DJ Augustine, I think, was on the team for like 2 days, right?
Yeah. And for the end of the season, they got Augustine, they got Mac McClung, who is doing a lot of things in the G League right now.
He's going to be in the dunk contest.
Lakers roster, that's so crazy that he's in the dunk contest and he's not on an NBA roster. I mean, the Lakers should have
I want to see it, though. I want to see it.
Yeah.
He should have stayed. The Lakers should have done their best to keep him on the team. Because if McClung was on the team right now, they would have been winning games, or would have been in a better spot if he was on the team and doing all that stuff. But I'm just saying that this group,
difference maker.
Bro, McClung's just a highlight. You know.
Yeah, he is a social media player, bro.
Yeah,
but I mean, he's a highlight player. But he could have gotten some minutes. I mean, last season when they were out of the playoffs, eliminated, they signed him for like 1 day, and I said, this makes no sense. Why are you gonna sign a guy who's playing one game, and we're obviously not making the playoffs? But it is what it was. It is what it is. But right now, they need to make a coaching change and fast because things are getting ugly. And I don't see them making the playoffs. And they'll be in the lottery again with no draft picks, obviously.
Here's the thing, right? The Lakers could easily be a top 6 team seed-wise in the Western Conference if they just win these late game situations. How many games am I going to see these Lakers play good teams, playoff teams, and just fold? Some of it's on the players, like Anthony Davis missing a couple late free throws in some games. But Anthony Davis but hold on, bro. Anthony Davis has been gone for a month, though. So what's the excuse now, Darvin Ham? It just seems like
All right.
hold on, bro. But at some point, it's got to be on the coach for not getting his team over the hump in these late game situations. Back to back.
Because the schedule.
Hold on, bro.
Here's their schedule.
Hold on, bro. Back to back.
Yeah, I got you.
Back to back late game disaster classes from Darvin Ham. Both at home. First game against Dallas, up 3 multiple times. Doesn't send Luka Doncic, an historically poor free throw shooter, to the line. Lakers play. Instead, the Lakers just let Luka go one-on-one. He hits back-to-back clutch step-back threes. If that game becomes a free throw contest, Lakers win, and we can be talking about how the Lakers beat the Mavs today. And then in this game at Philly, doesn't call a timeout. I mean, at this game against the 76ers, doesn't call a timeout. And as a result, Westbrook goes hero mode. Bro, when I tell you Russell Westbrook went hero mode, how does that sit in your stomach?
No, that's the problem.
Let that sit in your stomach, bro. He let Westbrook go hero mode.
All right, look.
No play drawn, no picks, nothing. No pick and roll situation, nothing.
Hold on. Yeah, bro, exactly. Yo, hold on, exactly. And to be fair, most coaches don't call timeouts in that situation. When you have that plenty of time, you're pushing the ball down the court, you don't want the team's defense getting set, you have them on your heels. But, bro, you do that when the ball handler has it in control. And as soon as you see Russell Westbrook pulling the ball up the court, refusing to pass, you got to alert the ref for a timeout, bro. Russell Westbrook has your season in your hands. Timeout, bro. These are valuable games. These are valuable games, bro. Timeout.
Look.
And hold on. One more point, Ski.
But
I just knew. How did Darvin Ham not? I get not calling a timeout there, but bro, Darvin Ham, you immediately have to call a timeout when Russell Westbrook is dribbling the ball off his leg with 8 seconds left. At that point, there's no screen, no pass. He's dribbling the ball off his leg. You just gotta call a timeout, calm it down, and set up a play. So what? Philly's defense is set up at that point. At least you have an idea of what you're gonna do. Westbrook is literally dribbling the ball off his leg. You can't lose these games now. You're now 5 games. These aren't situations that you can just let go, just on to the next one. No, you're 5 games below 500, bro. You're the Los Angeles Lakers with all these expectations, with LeBron, who's playing at a top 10 level right now at 38. LeBron's consistently giving you 38 at age 38, and you're doing this to him, bro? Like, come on. We can't be losing all these games. You gotta. What did you think, Darvin Ham? Seriously, like, I'm asking you, Darvin Ham. What did you seriously think was gonna happen when you saw Russell Westbrook dribble the ball off his leg? Did you think he was just gonna pick it back up and get a game-winning shot? It was a disaster waiting to happen. You have to call a timeout, bro. What you doing?
Yeah. No, he definitely should have called a timeout there. So I was thinking, it's definitely coaching. Okay, I think the problem with Lakers is coaching. And then the other problem is that, bro, all right, so the first guy you're supposed to, like, the person that's carrying this team is supposed to be AD, right? Supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron now is picking up picking up some of the weight for him by scoring all these crazy-ass points and all of that. The thing is, though, I realized that LeBron is low-key, like, bro, he's old, bro. He can't, fourth quarter, you're not going to see the same fourth quarter Bron that we saw, you know what I mean? Like, you know, even 2-3 years ago. We're not going to see that same.
I get what you're saying. 2018 LeBron, fourth quarter, no, that's not there.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, saying is that right now, honestly, if AD was playing, I still think you guys would. I think honestly, you guys would have beat us. If AD was playing, you guys would have beat us because if LeBron wasn't able to come, like, make up whatever it is, bro, AD is gonna take the rest of that load and he's gonna do it in a crazy fashion. The thing with this nigga, and then you got niggas like Russ that think that he's all right. I'm the second or the third best right on the team, so it's got to be me. Bro, I don't understand why this nigga thinks he's clutch. I'm not gonna lie, that's the craziest. That was the craziest I've ever seen in my life,
dude.
But understand though,
what he was
LeBron's
thinking.
not asking for the ball. I don't see him asking for the ball. Like they trust Westbrook for some reason.
Oh, yeah, I did notice that, Cap. I think LeBron was just like, if Russ is gonna do it, I think he trusted Russ.
And I've seen that multiple times this season. This isn't the first time. Mm-hmm. So like, I guess they're just trying to let him work. But I still have faith in LeBron. Like, I might not have too much faith in him to, like, chuck up that 3 for the game or, like, just drive to the hole and get at somebody's chest and lay it up. But I know that he'll make the right play at the end of the game. He'll get that pass off. He'll do that as long as he's running the offense, like, with, like, 10 seconds left in the game. So,
LeBron,
I don't expect him to be that clutch guy, but he can make the right play. I'm putting it in his hands every time.
He can still do it, though. That's what I'm saying. You just need to put the ball in LeBron's hands, bro. If he wants to take that crazy shot, do whatever. If he wants to play hero ball, I'd rather that nigga than anyone else on the fucking team, literally. Even though he's old as shit. And love, though. No, all love. He's not old, but you know what I mean? The oldest in the roster, I'd still take him, like, last second. I want the ball in his hands before anyone else on that team. And even if he's not taking a shot, he's going to make the right play, right read, whatever, bro. So, yeah, like, Russ, that was just dumb. And coaching, that was dumb. Like I said, you guys, honestly, if AD was healthy, you guys probably would have beat us. Like, I'm going to be real. The Sixers are low-key very fraudulent. I'm going to be real. I'm a Harden fan at heart, bro. I love these niggas. I'm silly niggas, but no, bro. Like, these niggas they're too fraudulent for me. I hate it.
Harden
I just don't get.
game,
I also don't understand. Like, if it were up, so we're probably 2 to 3 games back from 6th in the West, right?
I think probably
8th seed. They're basically the 8th seed.
Yeah,
but the schedule for the. But I'm just gonna mention this, even though before you guys cut me off. But the Lakers' schedule flipping to January won't be any easier. I mean, they have a game against the Rockets, which is a no-brainer because the Rockets are bad. But the teams they have are Sacramento, Memphis, Portland, the Clippers, the Spurs. Then they go on the road trip where it won't be any easier. They play
cruised, bro.
the Celtics.
Look at the schedule right now. We're
the Nets, the Knicks, followed by the Pacers, the Pelicans, the Thunder, the Bucks, the Warriors, and the Blazers.
Bro, this schedule is crazy. Hold on, we're a game and a half. We're a game and a half out of the 10th seed, and
the road trip won't be that road trip.
We're 2 games
in
out
New
the
York
8th.
won't be easier.
We're 2 games out the 8th, and we're 3 games out the 6th seed.
Okay, that
right
5
now,
to 6 game stretch. Who did we play? Like that little 5-game win streak, that 6-game win streak.
We played the Hawks. We played bums. We did beat the Kings though. That was a good win.
Yeah.
We beat the Heat,
I mean, they beat
LeBron,
Orlando.
but we were playing some bums since LeBron turned 30.
They beat. I mean, that winning streak. They beat Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, Atlanta, and Sacramento. They lose to Denver, which is a no surpriser.
No LeBron. No
you
AD,
lose to Dallas. You lose to Philly.
Oh my God.
But that road trip when they go to Brooklyn, there's one little kicker about that Nets team. They're not going to have what's-his-face to
Kevin
bail
Durant.
him out.
No Kevin Durant.
It's not going to be KD. It's going to be the Kyrie and the man who can't shoot, the Sixer, your boy from
Ben
Philly
Simmons.
who basically, I don't call him by his name. I like to disrespect Ben, but you got Kyrie and you got the guy who can't shoot. I was like the boy who can't shoot, who basically blew a series for you. But I'm just gonna say that Brooklyn game, my friend's like, oh, we're gonna beat the Nets. Kevin, no. Brooklyn is still a good team with Kyrie and the other guys. I mean, they lost to an Oklahoma City Thunder team that's tanking, but that's kind of. But the
Bro, I don't even know if OKC's tanking because the way they beat the bricks off Boston without Shai Gilgeous is crazy.
But Boston, that will be an easy win. The Celtics are a good team, and they're the number 1 seed.
Oh, speaking of Boston, bro, last time we played Boston, late game situation, just go to poop.
And
that was
Anthony Davis. We're
always in games with these
playoff teams and losing.
Bro, we're never getting smacked. We're never getting smacked. It's just always like
unhealthy too, without an AD as well.
When it comes to critical
situations. And then they play the New York Knicks. The Knicks are going to be people say the Knicks are laughing. No, they're not. They've been playing good basketball. Julius Randle is playing like an all-star.
Brunson. Yep.
And Brunson.
All right.
And Indiana too. They play the Pacers. They got the Pelicans. They got the Bucks, and then they have the Warriors. Okay. I don't think they're going to be – I think that schedule will be up and down kind of for the rest of the season. But towards the end, we'll see. We'll see what this Lakers team is really about and see how they're going to play going into the February trade deadline because there's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of who's saying, who's leaving, who's going to get traded, or who's on the I mean, that's the deadline for you because, I mean, we don't even know. We don't really know who's going to be traded.
We're at the 30-minute mark, and since this isn't a Darvin Ham hate episode, which I'm trying to make it out to be, we got to talk about Luka or LeBron at 23. We got two to end the. We actually got two comparisons to end the show today. We got Luka. We're gonna start first with Luka or LeBron at. Let me start with a better question. Who would you rather have on your team, Luka or LeBron at age 23?
Luka.
Oh my God, bro, stop.
Bro.
Luka. I mean, I'll have LeBron.
I'm taking
LeBron, bro. What is wrong with you?
He's got that little step back game winner.
Let's think about this. Okay, let's think about this. First of all, I feel like we can't really. All right, 23 LeBron. That was a whole different era. I'm saying, like, think about this. This league right now is more skilled. The same way we say Jordan. You know, LeBron's what's it called? LeBron's comp compared to now, it's way different, bro. This nigga Luka's playing with the best talent basketball's ever seen of all time, and this nigga is ballistic. Like, he's having 2K stats, bro. You have to understand that. And
he also took down. Let's not forget, he played phenomenal playoff basketball last year, and he took down the number 1 seed Phoenix Suns, and he sent Cam Johnson to Cancun with that little crossover and stuff. Let's not forget that.
Wait, Chris, are you taking Luka? Just so I know.
I gotta respect Luka. I mean, he's playing good basketball on a Mavericks team that is not exceeding expectations, but with LeBron, he's got that clutch gene. I mean, I've seen him hit game winners against Orlando, the game winner against Chicago, the 2 game winners in that playoff year when they got swept by the eventual champions, when he hit the game winner against Toronto and the Indiana series. And let's not also forget, he was in that bubble and they won a championship. So LeBron's obviously one of the GOATs. I mean, Luka's getting up there.
Oh no, I'm not talking about who's. I'm talking about at age. I'm talking about at age 23.
Yeah, 23-year-old.
I want to hear
LeBron, 23-year-old LeBron.
Wait, let me hear. Skino, I'm gonna give you a few minutes. Limit the cursing so I can clip this up on TikTok potentially. At age 23, Luka or LeBron? You said Luka, so explain to why at 23-year-old Luka. Luka's 23 right now, by the way. That's why I said age 23. LeBron, they're both came in the league at age like 18, 19. So at age 23, they're both in their 5th season. So I just want to put that in perspective. Both in their 5th season, Luka or LeBron James.
Yeah,
Can we hear the
I gotta
stats?
go with the king.
Okay, I'll give you the stats. So LeBron at age was the 07.
He made the playoffs.
Hold on.
Year,
I got you, bro. At 2007, 2008, LeBron James. This was, by the way, LeBron at age 23. This was the year after his finals run. Just gonna let everyone know this was the year after his championship run. Fit All-Star. This was also LeBron's when LeBron led the league in scoring at 30 points per game. LeBron was 38-7. LeBron was 38-7 on 48, 32, 71 splits, and Luka is 34-9-9 on 50, 35, 74.
Here.
Oh yeah.
Let's hear it, Skino.
I forgot. I got
Let's
the
hear it,
stat
Skino.
right here.
I got this. I already told
right
him. Here, Skino. Let me say. Skino,
that
talk.
was the year when they lost to Boston. Yeah. That was the season when they lost to the eventual champion Celtics, and that's the same kind of LeBron era. I mean, with LeBron's era, when he was in Cleveland, the 2000s, when they lost the Spurs, there was a little trend where Cleveland began to have losing in the first round, losing in the second round, or losing in the conference final to eventual teams. So I'm going to go with with LeBron in that year. And Luka, if we see him make the playoffs again, if we see the Mavericks in the postseason, I expect to see Dallas go to the conference final or expectedly go to the go further, because last year the Mavericks, they were surprising because they beat Utah. They take down the Phoenix Suns, and everyone thought that Phoenix was going to win that series, but joke's on them. But Luka, I don't know.
All right, Skino.
I mean, he's a really good player, but I mean, I like.
I need
guys.
your point. Why Luka?
All right, so I'm picking Luka, right? It's kind of all right. So the reason why I'm picking Luka is to me, it's kind of like the same discussion, like when we say when we talk about like basketball in that age, right? Okay, basketball era or whatever, in the era or whatever. LeBron was wicked for sure. He averaged 29, 30.
He averaged 30 points per game, led the league in scoring. I will add that LeBron was drafted. That era, the 2000s, was some of the slowest paced eras, some of the best defense in NBA history.
Exactly.
No.
Really got to look
When teams, he was averaging 30 points per game, where teams were averaging 90. So just want to keep that in mind.
Exactly. That was my main point too.
I just want to keep that in mind, but just keep going. You were talking about eras, so I just wanted, before you go down that path.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's a whole different era. I think defense back then was way harder, 100%, right? But the reason why I say Luka is because, all right, he's a volume shooter, okay? He's like a really high volume shooter, but it's the most efficient like shooting percentage I've seen from like one of like a guard that, especially a new face to the league, right? And he's scoring that type of numbers. What I also like about Luka, LeBron was a good passer. He had that vision. I don't know if he did, but honestly, I think that he didn't start really turning into a good passer until like when he got to like the Heat days or even maybe Cavs.
No,
like,
he had that bag.
He's been at that since high school.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I don't know. I just feel like Luka has been
He started studying the game more when he got to Miami, maybe because like he started taking losses that, you feel me, where he could have done this or that in the game that would have changed the outcome. But he's always had that ability.
Okay, let me ask you this, okay? When was the first year that LeBron like surpassed like let's say even 10? What's the most he's ever averaged in assists per season?
Probably like 10. I know he had that in the Lakers. Yeah.
Okay. And
bro,
was that,
dude, it was 10 on the championship year, but you can't. LeBron, it's hard. You can't look at assist numbers to judge LeBron's passing.
Yeah,
it's always weird. I always think LeBron's one of those players whose assist numbers don't speak to how great of a passer he is. But
yeah, it's just best possible outcome on a pass or a play. That's kind of his bag right there.
LeBron knows how to read the court and everything, but I think all I'm saying is I'd take Luka because he's so young and he's able to shoot at such a high volume and still make it. And the thing is, I'm like he's contributing he's doing pretty good for his team in my opinion. Like even though the niggas are shit, and they honestly have good weapons like Christian Wood, got Hardaway. Like you should be able to play around these guys and like low-key make something out of the conference. But I mean they are. It seems like I don't know what's the ranking?
Like fifth?
Probably like sixth or fifth. Yeah.
I got standings right now for Dallas. They are the 5th seed right now.
Yeah.
And they're one game behind Sacramento. They're 24 and 20, a couple games, 24 and 21, I believe, and then Sacramento's 24 and 18. I'm not entirely sure, but that's the standings right now.
Yeah, they're fifth.
Yeah, I gotta get my bars up. I ain't gonna lie.
There's a game right now between Boston and Charlotte.
Go ahead, Capo.
I'm still taking Luka. Yeah.
All right. Steven, you made a great point on the pace of the game as far as back in the day in comparison to now. Fresh off the finals run, bro, with the worst possible team I've seen on a finals team in a very fucking long. I mean, and just in a very long time. Right?
Ilgauskas, Verjao,
Ilgauskas was decent. Verjao, like they're decent bigs, but like, man, as a whole,
but Big Z was a decent guy for Cleveland. But when we brought up, because my buddy did a Cleveland Cavalier video talking about LeBron's timeline and everything that's happened in Cleveland when he was there, he brought up a point by saying the Cavaliers made the trade to get Shaq because they can't beat Dwight Howard, or Shaq wasn't a big factor for Cleveland. I mean, to get to the final, they didn't make it to the finals. And you already know the story of everything that happens when they were in the playoffs. They beat Chicago, and we know what happened in that second round where they ran into that same Celtics team. And at the end, we see LeBron do the walk in the tunnel, rip the jersey off, and everybody's asking, where's he going to go?
LeBron went ghost mode, bro.
Where's he going to end up?
LeBron went ghost mode.
We saw, and then he sat in the chair and said, I'm going to go to Miami to go join my best friends. And we know how that's because that Cavaliers team with pace, Ilgauskas was decent. Verja was not really. He's a decent player, and then Gibson not so much. But the point is, that finals run that Cleveland had was very, very special.
I will say though, you're gonna speak about the finals run, but the finals run is great, but how can you compare that to Luka Doncic, who also got to the Western Conference Finals but just ran into the champion? Luka played in a tougher conference.
Understandable.
But they weren't. They were
playing because of the help he had. I'm not.
I do. Okay, he did win a play. Okay, yeah. Luka won a lot of the Utah series. Jalen Brunson came up clutch. But we ain't gonna act like LeBron didn't get carried in Game 6 against the Pistons though. The game after. The game. When you actually look at it, who was it? I think it was like Booby Gibson. Who I think someone went for 19 in the fourth quarter in Game 6. It was a game after LeBron, because everyone remembers Game 5. It was the game after. It was the game 5 was the game LeBron scored 25 straight points in the fourth in overtime. The game after to close it, LeBron literally went ghost mode. He played like poop, and he got bailed out. So if we're gonna bring up Jalen Brunson, we also have to bring up the fact that LeBron,
he did not have just one. Brunson did not just have one game. He was very good throughout the whole playoffs. He was a good piece next to Luka.
Yeah.
So if you can bring up a one-time game where LeBron just went off, went quiet, that was that one game. I can tell you right there, he had a great playoff.
He had better teammates, but then it kind of cancels out because he played better competition at the same time. So it's like, I'm gonna just cancel it out. That's why I would never bring up.
For Dallas, they had a good season. Last season they eventually got to the final because the first round they played a Utah Jazz team, which you already knew what was going to happen to the Jazz.
They went 2-1,
and they started the first 2 games, but the Jazz, they managed to fight back a little bit. But we all saw what happened with Gobert and Mitchell. Then you go in the second round, and you're playing against Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton,
defending Western Conference champs.
Yeah, and they're the Western Conference champions, and the team that went to the final that had big expectations. Everybody was saying, "Oh, Dallas is going to get swept. Dallas is going to get annihilated. Phoenix is going to basically win and go play the Warriors." Well, expectations were literally different because looking at the first couple of games, there was no chance. In Game 5, when they got blown out, everyone said, Game 6, there's going to be a celebration in Dallas. The Suns are going to beat them by 10 points or such. That didn't happen because Dallas will go on to stomp on them in Game 6. Game 7, a whole different ball game. They were losing really badly. They got humiliated. And you see how the Suns are now.
I know.
They've not recovered.
I know. We're kind of getting off track. I want to keep this a Luka versus LeBron comparison as a player. Can we keep this as a player?
Steven.
Before we drag.
He's got to get to a final. Luka's got to get to a final this season. And the Mavericks definitely need to
how can you say
change
that?
up the roster.
Luka would have went to the finals if he was on that 017. So I don't think
I
don't get it. I'm
he
not
would have.
Luka's
playoff stats are better
Dallas
than
should
LeBron.
not have traded away Porzingis. If Porzingis was there, they could have beaten the Warriors if he was on the roster. Because Luka can't do everything by himself.
I'm looking at the era, and just like in compare, pace is the biggest thing to me. That was my main point. I don't like a LeBron at 23 and a Luka at 23. I don't know how good a player like Luka would be, and he is like a slow
because of spacing. You think because the spacing was different.
It was definitely different.
But I just want to say,
mm-hmm.
LeBron. It's hard to compare eras. LeBron was more athletic. I think LeBron was a better defender. He did lead the league in scoring at the age of 23. And
At 23 though.
But I do want to say,
Elton was low-key losing.
When it comes to as a pure player at the age of 23, who would I rather have? I just think at age 23, LeBron wasn't there yet, skill-wise. I don't think LeBron became LeBron until Miami, and I think that's one of the reasons why he left. When you actually look at those playoff runs with the Cavs, the Boston, and all those, the defensive game, I think it's just harder. I'm not saying it's easy. Hold on, Chris. I'm not saying it's easy to game plan around LeBron. No. I'm just saying it's harder to game plan around Luka simply because LeBron's lack of shot outside of like 6 feet in his early days at Cleveland really hurt him and was one of the reasons why the Cavs couldn't even go to the finals with those 60-win teams. I just think Luka came into the league with a better jump shot and came in the league with a better jump shot, a better handle, and we can't forget Luka Doncic came in the league, not out of high school. He was playing pro ball at the age of 16. He came in the league more ready. And no offense to LeBron, I've never seen Luka fold yet on a huge stage in a playoff. I haven't seen Luka disappoint me yet. I haven't seen teams hold Luka to this scoreless fourth quarter in the playoff. I haven't seen that yet. I just think it's I'm not saying it's easy to game plan around LeBron, but I think people forget how kind of limited LeBron's skill set was in Cleveland. And when you compare it to Luka, I think Luka had the better skill set. So I'd rather have Luka Doncic on my team because I think he's just more skilled than LeBron. You can bring up era, and I do think Luka might struggle a little bit too. Yeah, you can bring up pace, you can bring up all of that, but when it came to playoffs,
we can't. That's important, bro. Like that's important. Like just seeing what the league was.
I think Luka could manage it really well.
I don't think that if he changed eras, you guys are saying it was a slower paced game. Am I correct? Yeah. More defense. That's defense. Catering. That's literally Luka's game.
I know that. So
Luka's game is very versatile. That's what I'm saying. He's
a patient guy. So he will. If it's that, honestly, I don't think pace when it comes for Luka. I don't think it matters because he's killing right now in a fast paced league. And if it was slower, I think he would still do the same thing. Okay. What makes this man special, like also what Steven said, at the age of 16, he was playing against grown men and wigging. Like, he's had experience playing against pros. He's had experience, and it was from a young age. And then we also have to remember, this man's the same height as LeBron. Like, this is a big guard. He can low-key do it every once on the court. He can get to the mid-range. He can drive, pass out from anywhere. Like, he can shoot from half court if he wants to. Like, he's nice, bro. He's really like that. I honestly, and then also the question, Steven, were you asking if you would take him, LeBron or Luka today? Like, or well, it doesn't matter. Like, just you want him on your team. Like,
at 23.
I know. I'm saying, like, would you want LeBron?
23.
I know. I'm saying, would you want LeBron today at 20? Like, I don't think LeBron at 23 could perform in the league today. I'm being honest. He could, but it would be as crazy. You know what I mean?
That 30 points per game is a 35-point per game.
Yeah, that's crazy. It wouldn't have been as crazy as Luka's.
It's not. I'm not saying like translating stats. I'm just talking about pure skill. And when it comes down to it, LeBron's lack of any shot outside of the paint.
But defense, are we gonna like? Defense is a big point too. I'm not gonna say Luka's complete food on defense, but like.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, LeBron was a better athlete, but I'm just saying pure skill, more league ready.
Pure skill, I'm taking Luka.
In the end,
pure skill.
Dude
but like
stepped up. I haven't seen any sign of disappearing in the playoffs yet from Luka. I think this dude Luka Doncic is right now just better than LeBron at 23, and I'd take him on my team.
I agree.
I respect that. I mean,
I can respect it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even see them as far off. It's like a 1A, 1B conversation with them.
And I know LeBron gets a lot of hate. If you want to make this a bag argument, oh my God, not even close. If you want to make this a bag argument, LeBron's bag in 2008, bro.
Yeah, it was bad.
I want to see LeBron. I want to see Luka catch a love, man. Oh. Throw it up in the air, bro. I don't see that man's not getting off his feet, bro.
I want to see LeBron hit a step back 3 in 07. Is LeBron hitting a step back 3 in 07? Nah.
Yeah, nah, he's not. So honestly, yeah,
Steven, there's a clip of him 07 with the step back three.
Yeah, but it wasn't as
you
nearly
were
as
like-
efficient. You can pull up a
He
clip
was
or
hitting it. It's
two.
not efficient at all.
It was not efficient at two.
I do that 2 times. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe even 3. I don't think he can do it 3 times. 2 times in a game, I don't think he can do it. Back
Luka
then,
did it.
I don't think
Luka
people
did it
realize
twice
how
on the
much of
leg.
just like pure athleticism LeBron relied on in his early stage.
but he was. I'm not gonna lie. This is he's a bucket, bro. Like he was a bucket.
Yeah.
He was hungry. He was gonna get a bucket. So, like I said, LeBron is still that guy, but Luka is just doing it at to me a more efficient rate, and it's crazy.
He was kind of like young Giannis in a way, since like they just didn't have a jump shot yet. The big teams
exactly.
like a Dwight Howard or a Kevin Garnett could build a wall kind of. That's what happened in the playoffs. It's one of the reasons why you could say, "Oh, LeBron performed so well," but LeBron was also incredibly inefficient during those Cavs playoff runs. The reason why those Cavs weren't able to get to the NBA Finals, not because the teams weren't. The teams were not that great, but teams could really just build a wall in the paint, and just once LeBron got taken out the paint, LeBron was incredibly inefficient. He had no jumper at all, and his game was limited.
I have a cool question, topic or whatever, but what do you guys think of Paulo in terms of his career? Like, do you think he's gonna be?
I haven't watched the game at all.
Banchero,
Rookie.
him.
I've seen
Rookie
a
of
couple
the year.
highlights.
Chris Pepper. Chris Pepper.
He's special. He has it.
Chris Pepper.
That's Chris's twin.
Literally, it's insane. Averaging 20 in your first year is crazy.
I don't watch him. What is he good at? Is he like a post player?
He's
No, he
kind
can
of
do
like
everything.
everything.
Three. He's a yeah.
I haven't been watching
He
the
has
Magic
like
games.
he plays good defense.
his
He's pretty all around. But the only thing I say is maybe his IQ isn't all the way up there, and because he's gonna learn, he's gonna get experience and all
That
that.
comes with time.
That boy hideous, bro.
Bro, everything he has it in the back, bro. Honestly, like the same way I was looking at Luka, I look at Paulo. So we might have this same conversation with comparison with LeBron and
No.
Paulo the
No, I ain't giving you that, bro. I ain't giving you that. There's no way I'm taking
But ski.
Banchero over
Upside
LeBron.
wise, Paulo could definitely be like a top 5 guy in the league. So I'm not arguing with you at all.
I think Paolo's a worse shooter than LeBron.
I just said Mike.
Paolo's a worse shooter than LeBron. I can't
This
give
is
you
his
can work
first year. I'm
without
gonna cut him some slack for it because he can low key shoot that shoot it when he's
He can low key shoot though.
yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
you're taking
good-
more attempts.
Yeah.
He
But,
takes way more time.
Yeah. What other comparison, or is that the end?
All
of
right,
the
we're gonna
LeBron,
end that Luka debate. Now we go to Harden. Luka Doncic. All right. Would you rather Luka or prime James Harden?
James Harden,
I'm
2008,
taking prime James Harden every day of the fucking week, bro. I don't care. I don't wanna hear
36 points a bro. You know how crazy that is? That's a crazy number to even meet the uttering. Bro, this man averaged 36 2018, bro. 36 points. I'm pretty sure there was a stretch where it was like 15 games. He didn't score less than 35 or something like that. It was crazy. But honestly,
Yeah, he was pulling 50-point games out his ass weekly.
crazy. It was crazy. I will say this though. I would get off playoff Luka before playoff Harden. Even
True that. True.
was it
True.
Harden when he's prime? Because I don't know what it is. It's like then when we get to postseason, every single time it happens, like it's almost like Harden, like just he feels like he has nothing to tank. If he does, it's not a lot left. So I don't know.
I do want
I
to
think
say.
the only
Harden does
edge that
fizzle
Luka
out.
has-
I do want to
Luka
say
has,
though. I do want to
like,
say.
game-wise is
Oh yeah.
is
Go ahead.
efficiently though. Like efficiency-wise, I would say Luka's a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, no, he is. He is.
Yeah. That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna
Harden
say.
does fizzle out in the playoffs.
I
Let's
do
not
want to
forget that,
say
because
Harden
Houston,
did. Hold on,
he has
Chris.
choked.
Harden
He has
did.
choked in the playoffs.
Yeah, Harden did average 36, but don't act like Luka's that far off. Luka's at 34. And Harden was taking 13 threes
this
a game
season,
in a
bro.
Mike D'Antoni offense.
Yeah.
And Luka's only shooting 8. But man, they're very they're very similar players. A lot of people like to say Luka's LeBron or Larry Bird. Nah, he is the white James Harden. Exact same.
Yeah,
player. The exact
Just
same
big-
player.
Bigger and more talented, in my opinion.
I don't even.
Very
They're literally the same player. The way they they're not incredibly athletic, but deceptive with the dribble move and could get to the basket when they want. They love the step back. I swear they don't shoot any threes but a step back. They're both great passers and great playmakers. And they're not true point guards, but they're always running the point guard. They're talented enough to run the point guard. Triple-double machines. These guys could get you 60-point triple-doubles. Luka had a 60-point triple-double. Who was the first? James Harden. Same player. It's when you debate prime Luka or James Harden, it's kind of weird because prime James Harden was at age 30. And this is Luka at 23. So it's weird because we're comparing somebody who's not even in their prime to a player who was in their prime. Who not just prime. That was peak James Harden. So it was like weird. So that's so we have to really think like that's a lot of credit to Luka. That man at 23 is already trying to rival peak Harden at 23. Yes. But I will say though, Luka Doncic has yet to disappoint in the playoffs. We saw some James Harden, we saw some Harden disappointments where Luka's averaging 35, taking the Suns to 7, beating the Suns in 7, having master classes against the Clippers, hitting buzzer beaters. I think Luka's had better playoff performances. So
that bubble, bro, he hit that. That was a mean game winner in that bubble.
I screamed when I saw that because I was like,
and I remember Montrezl Harrell was talking smack to Luka, and I was like, well, if I was Trez right now, I wouldn't be talking. And then when he hit the game winner, when Luka hit the game winner, I laughed at like my buddy and like, ha ha ha, Clippers lose again. Except they did lose that series.
It might be. It's so weird to say I'm taking Luka because Luka is at 23 and we're comparing him to peak Harden.
But bro, peak
Harden.
It's peak.
Yeah, no. Let me. Steve, who did they? The Mavs get knocked out in the playoffs last year, wasn't it?
Golden State.
Golden State.
Harden's also losing to Golden State too. Wow.
Exactly. Let me say this: Harden. Low key, you can't. I mean, of course, you can say he had disappointments and all that, but you also have to take into consideration that every single year he had to play that nasty Golden State Warriors team. And to be honest,
not in 2017. They ran up against
San Antonio.
They lost the Spurs, and of course the Spurs did not have Parker and Kawhi.
Yeah, Luka Doncic is not getting blocked by old Manu Ginobili, bro. Can't lie.
And then in that game, I remember in that game 6, they got blown out, and Harden looked very terrible. And
that was when the Harden disappears in the playoffs thing comes about.
And I always bring up the Houston Rockets and James Harden, and Harden's had a lot of bad luck in the postseason of the Rockets. First of all, he ran into Westbrook and the Thunder. Then we fast forward, and they lose to, what time it was.
Why does no one ever bring that series up? That was James Harden losing to young Dame Lillard. Why does no one ever bring that up?
I always watched the replay of that game because when we were in the pandemic, I kept bringing that up to my dad and my buddies.
No one ever brings that.
You don't think Dame's clutch? Dame is a game-winning hero. I mean, he sent the Rockets home first, and then he sent the Thunder home. But then after they lose the Blazers, they went up against Golden State. There was a saga. 2015, they played the Warriors. They lost, and they went on to go to the championship. 2016. The Rockets were very, very terrible. Let's not forget Kevin McHale got fired. Dwight Howard looked terrible. That year? No, they didn't miss the playoffs. They were fighting to get in the postseason, and they had a miserable year with Dwight being injured and James was coming in the season overweight.
Like half the year, wasn't it something like that?
No, that was in 2016. He came in the season. He had like a suspension and had some injuries, but then the coach gets fired, and Harden looked completely out of shape to start the season, and he was overweight because you couldn't tell that he looked out of shape. And then they lose to the Warriors in an embarrassing fashion. 2018, they had one opportunity in Game 7 to knock out the champions, to knock them out, but they missed 27 threes in a row. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, everyone likes to bring up Chris Paul got hurt. It was unfortunate, but James Harden had a 10-point lead, I think in the third quarter. What was it, like, or fourth quarter?
Yeah, and then every single shot was three ball. Oh, air ball.
To live and die by the three, bro.
Hits the backboard. Oh, 3-pointer in the corner. Oh, clings the rim. And then the Warriors come back and they win that series. And everyone's saying, oh, Paul was healthy. We could have won. Then we go to 2019. They were playing the Warriors again. Everybody blamed Harden. Like, everyone blamed the referees, and Harden got fouled in that three. And I said, no, not the officials. And then we go to game 5. Durant gets hurt. Tables have turned. We're going into game 6. Paul basically plays like hot garbage, and they lose that series. And basically Harden was sitting there at the podium saying, I don't know what to say. We can try to beat them. But that's what happens.
I thought that, bro, in my opinion, I thought when we had Paul, that was the best year of all time, like the best chance of us being the Warriors, right? Remember, Chris Paul got injured. Chris Paul got injured one of the last 2 games or something like that.
Game
Then
5.
the series changed.
Game 5 at the end of Game 5, or was it in Game 6?
I think
when he hurt his hamstring, that was game 5, and then in game 6, they had a chance. And obviously, in a playoff series, I always say this every single time when it's the conference final. If it's the Western Conference Final, the Eastern Conference Final, whoever has the advantage, and it's 3-2, that team has the trophy in the locker room, and they got all the gear in the locker room. Obviously, it's in the other room, but they weren't. They were like, "Oh, we're up big. We're gonna celebrate in Golden State tonight. This is an opportunity for us to have the celebration in our locker room." That didn't happen. They obviously got blitzed in game 6. In game 6, and then in game 7, there was their chance, a golden chance to knock the champs out and send them home, and we could have had the Cavaliers and Rockets, and that didn't happen.
Whole team just sold. I can blame Harden, but that game 7, I'm blaming the whole team. Everyone just shot.
Everybody was just shooting threes. It was basically just give me the ball, pass it. I'm shooting a 3. Air balls out of Trevor Ariza, who's one of the leading 3-point shooters on that team. He missed all the shots in that game. Did not even have any points. Gerald Green, another guy they added, he missed all the shots too. PJ Tucker, who they put in the lineup to guard KD, he missed all those corner 3-pointers too. But the point is, with Harden in the playoffs, it's always been a major disappointment. And in 2020, I'm not going to blame the Westbrook and Harden comparison, because they went up against a buzzsaw Laker team, and obviously Harden said, I want out of Houston. We're not good enough.
I wouldn't.
And he came in the season wearing
I know that was the championship Lakers, but don't act like Harden and Westbrook weren't like the 3rd highest scoring duo of all time.
Yeah, we're.
So I wouldn't like.
And he came in the season wearing a fat.
And they were up
the
one
Rockets
game
Boston
too.
Series,
They were third highest duo of all time. Up one game, gets walked down. And so don't just throw away like they were like. He gets some blame for that too. You're up 1-0 with the 3rd highest ranked duo ever. So.
And then after that series, he came in the season wearing a fat suit. You could tell that Harden was looking like this, and just basically looking like a fat man. And then he's sitting at the table saying, "We're not good enough. We're not building for anything. We're basically a bad team." And then the team obviously had enough of him. He got traded to Brooklyn. Things did not work out in Brooklyn. Now that he's in Philly, they still lost to the Miami Heat. But for Harden's career,
I don't think bad, that he's bro. That Philly. Oh my God.
I don't think that they're gonna. The Sixers definitely are a good team, but the main problem is beating good teams in the playoffs, because they've had disappointment. They've lost to Toronto. I'm gonna bring up the heartbreaker. Kawhi hits the shot. Of course, they'll get swept in the bubble. Ben basically blows the game. And last year, Harden and the team did not look connected in that Miami Heat series.
All right. Before we get off track. We're already an hour in. We got one more topic that we're going to spend some time on, so I don't want to drag it. But I will say, though, I want to give some credit to James Harden for playing on an injured hamstring against the Bucks in 21. Shout out to that dude for being a dog, because he wanted to win. But we move on to another topic. So I remember, Capo, when me, you, and Hutch were ranking the top 75 players, I had Scottie Pippen not low, but lower than you wanted me to. And I presented this topic to some guys on, some other NBA guys. I've been debating this throughout the week. Me personally, I have Kawhi Leonard above Scottie Pippen. I just want to give your guys' hear what you guys have to think about that, and then I'll tell you why I think Kawhi's better than Scottie Pippen.
That's 100% fact.
I mean,
Kawhi-
Kawhi's just he's had half a career.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know what to make out of Kawhi. Like,
He's a great defensive player. I mean, he's defended a lot of games against Durant, LeBron, obviously, Steph Curry. I mean,
KD.
no question. He's KD. I mean, 2019, he was just on fire.
Yeah,
just on fire.
Yeah.
Going to the finals.
All right. I think after you guys hear why, I might convince some of you guys. I know the longevity.
In the mid-range
Everyone can
game,
bring up
too.
longevity of Kawhi and Scotty, but dude, I just don't like. I don't want to hear about longevity. I want to talk about who is the better player, and I don't care about longevity, bro. Like, who cares? Like, he's just better than me all time. And let me tell you what.
Scotty threw Michael under the bus. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think Michael Jordan will say Kawhi all the time just because of that, saying LeBron's the GOAT. Hey, Scotty did say LeBron's the GOAT. Let's not forget. Shout out Scottie Pippen. It is, bro. It's so funny now. Actually, bro, Scotty has to drop on the list now because I'll tell you why Scotty has to drop on the list later.
I know exactly why.
No,
Exactly why.
I know you're.
What? I'm gonna give it to you, Steven.
All right.
Black got it, Steven.
I think Kawhi Leonard's better than Scottie Pippen all time, and I'm gonna give you 2 reasons why. The number one reason why. Here's the first reason. First reason is, yes, Scottie Pippen is the better defender. He has more all defenses. I think Scottie Pippen's the better defender. However, I don't think that. Let's not act like Kawhi Leonard doesn't have Hall of Fame badges on defense as well. This is a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, multiple all defensive first teams. This is a Hall of Fame perimeter defender. So let's not act like this dude can't play D. I just think the drop off from Scotty to Kawhi on defense isn't nearly as big as the drop off of Kawhi to Scotty on offense. And that's the first on offense. And point 2.
Yeah. And then also
No, what were you gonna say?
So when Jordan left for that little short
Oh, I'm gonna get into that.
Oh, yeah, wait, he left to play baseball.
I'm gonna get into that. Point two is point 2. I think Kawhi Leonard could be Scottie Pippen, but Scottie Pippen could never be Kawhi Leonard. And let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard's trophy case doesn't just have one Finals MVP in Toronto. He has another one from San Antonio five years prior. That San Antonio trophy, Kawhi Leonard won a Finals MVP not as the star player. He won a Finals MVP as a role player who can give you 16 points a game playing elite defense. So what does that mean? Kawhi Leonard, what does that sound a lot like? Scottie Pippen. Kawhi Leonard can go be a sidekick playing elite defense to Michael Jordan and giving you still 16 points a game. But what does Scottie Pippen do in 94? Scottie Pippen played great in 94. But when it came down to him being the top, Scottie Pippen in 93 averaged 20 points per game. 94 without Jordan, 22 points per game. Kawhi Leonard, Scottie Pippen's offensive ceiling is nowhere as near as high as Kawhi Leonard's. When Kawhi Leonard was the man, he averaged 30 points per game on 50% shooting. Had one of the greatest playoff runs ever. His team wins a championship. You're telling me Scottie Pippen can go do that? No, never. Scottie Pippen never, ever is going to a championship team averaging 30 points per game on 50% shooting. I think Kawhi Leonard has a much better chance going to that Chicago 94 team and taking them to the finals than Scottie goes to that 19 Raptors team and taking them to the finals.
That's a fact.
Kawhi Leonard, I get like, bro, who took the? How can you have Scottie Pippen above Kawhi Leonard when Phil Jackson doesn't even agree? Phil Jackson, if Scottie Pippen was better than Kawhi Leonard, then Phil Jackson would have drawn up that play for Scottie Pippen, not Tony Kukoc, bro. You know who Nick Nurse draws up the last play for? Kawhi Leonard. Hits a buzzer beater. There's no way Scottie Pippen not doing that.
Game 7 needed that.
Scottie Pippen's not doing that, bro. Like,
he's not.
He ain't doing, like, Phil Jackson would have agreed. So what are you gonna say, Ski?
I was basically just coming off what you were saying. That's 100% facts. I wanted to talk about how if Scotty was able to lead a team. So when Jordan left that little time, I'm pretty sure he was asking him, like he was like begging him to come back, right? Whereas Kawhi, he basically went through the whole East by himself. That's what it seemed like to me. And then went to the West, had to play the Warriors, and was like, nah, bro, this is mine. I'm taking this. This is my ring. That year, honestly, Kawhi was the best player in the world to me. 100%.
What year you talking about Kawhi with the ring? What year was this when they played the Warriors? When they went up against the I was watching that entire series because Toronto, they wanted that. I mean, they've been humiliated by LeBron, and when the time was right, got Kawhi Leonard. They took down the Magic. They took down the Sixers.
MVP of the league, Giannis.
They took down Giannis and the Bucks.
A stacked Philly team, the best Philly team in the last 20 years.
And in that game 7, I was watching that game, and in game 7, weren't you standing next to your friend? I was like this when he hit the game winner, and I'm just like holding them, like, oh! And then there's someone who's wearing a Sixers jersey. They're over there crying.
Yeah,
when Kawhi hit the game winner. And,
I'm not gonna lie, that's about as big of a moment as it gets.
Bro, and that basically ruins your that puts you that moment. Yeah, that moment basically will probably give you nightmares.
Bro.
And the bounce was so crazy. The bounce made it so much more crazy. I'm gonna be real.
That team was stacked.
Bro, and let's be real. It's Scottie Pippen, bro. We see in the headlines, bro. You're automatically dropping 10 points on my rankings just for the fact that your ex is dating your teammate's son? Bro, off my board, bro. Yeah. Off my board.
And let's not forget.
How can I put you with Kawhi Leonard? Your ex dated your son. His wife was also dating former Timberwolves player. That's like if Tim Duncan's son dated Kawhi Leonard's baby mama. Like, whoa.
For real.
No, bro.
Listen,
all-time list. Drop.
Everybody. She's a community thought, bro. And that's your ex-wife, man.
And his son basically is on the Lakers. That's the funny thing about Scotty. I always say to him, wait, he is my dad's like, Scottie Pippen Jr. I'm like, wait, Scotty's got a kid? Yeah, his name is Scott. Like, wait, he plays for the Lakers?
On the Lakers, yeah.
Now I'm scratching my head. Like, I'm thinking that my friend who's basically is like 30 or something said, am I growing gray hair or something? Because the last time I heard, he has a kid and he's in the NBA. Yeah, but he's not on the Lakers. He's on the Lakers team, but he's not getting that many minutes. He's in the G League and stuff. He's like Ron Harper, too. Ron Harper's got a kid, too.
I'm not going to lie.
And he's on the Raptors.
But for my final point, it's like, I'm just going to sum it up. Kawhi Leonard could be Scotty, but Scotty can never be Kawhi. What Kawhi Leonard has on his resume, to me, is one of the great, if not the greatest thing any basketball player could have on their resume. It's best player on a championship team. I think that's one of the greatest things you could ever have on your resume. I don't see that when it was time for Scotty to get down on his resume. Scotty played great. He was first team All-NBA. But the reason why but you could say what you want about, they got cheated by the refs. This didn't happen for the Bulls. If Scottie Pippen had a higher offensive ceiling, that Bulls team would have went to the championship, bro. Keep it a buck.
I think that's not true because
keep it a buck.
The Bulls, obviously, they have the dynasty. I mean, they obviously had that winning streak, the 72 wins.
It was the entire. It was 90. It was before the 72. It was the entire. It was after Mike. It was their first three-peat. The year after the first three-peat, Jordan takes a break. It was their entire championship core, but Jordan. Scottie Pippen was playing out of his mind. He was first team All-NBA, first team All-Defense. He was All-Star Game MVP. He was out of his mind. But he only went from 20 points per game in 93 to 22 points per game in 94. I ain't saying 22 points per game ain't no joke. 22 points per game is good. But Kawhi Leonard's doing 30. Yeah. Kawhi Leonard's doing 30
and
on 50%.
Too. Let's not forget, Jordan also had that. Jordan had the no, it wasn't the flu. It was food poisoning.
No, that was years later. That was years later. But I'm just saying, but
we got to do debate.
Kawhi Leonard isn't going to that Bulls. Kawhi Leonard isn't going to that Bulls team and dropping 22 points per game. He's getting you 30 on 50% shooting, and he's taking that Bulls team.
Let's not forget he left the. Let's not forget with San Antonio when they talk about leadership. Let's not forget 2018. He obviously was not showing leadership with that Spurs team. 2017 through 18.
And
he was basically he was injured and
like I don't even have to plug. And it's not just Toronto Raptor. I can plug. It's not just Toronto Kawhi. I can plug in San Antonio Kawhi from the mid 2010s when he's giving you 27 points per game, playing defensive player of the year type level defense, and he was playing tight defense in that
and
finals.
giving you
and getting MVP votes. And being that he was also the man as well, and you could argue he was an injury away from going to the NBA Finals. He's better than Scotty to me, bro. He's better than Scotty.
He was actually a beast because I remember in 2014 that Spurs team with that core, Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, Pop, obviously they wanted that because let's not forget Ray Allen crushed their dreams in Game 6, and Pop was angry that entire summer, and he said, "We're gonna show the video and let you guys resonate what happened in that Game 6 loss." And he's over there calling out Parker, calling out Kawhi, and he was all over Kawhi a lot. But I think that 2014 Kawhi MVP, basically a dominant player because he was guarding LeBron up in his face and got Finals MVP.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna have to agree with you now, Steven, bro.
Yeah, it's just like
Scotty.
Old heads are gonna old heads are gonna attack me saying I wasn't born to see Scottie Pippen. Bro, I don't care about his longevity. I don't care that Kawhi's street clothes. All I have to see is I see somebody who can be you plus better. I see is someone who can be you, but you can't be them. How can I not put that guy ahead of you? And finish your point. And then we're gonna get Callie's got to speak his points because Callie just sent me post. Callie just sent me this, bro. Him being Reggie Jackson today on the pod, putting up 0.0 minutes. Callie just refused to talk, bro. Everyone else is joining in. Callie's just in the background. I'll throw you some lobs next podcast, Callie, if you don't want to like interrupt people. My bad. But yeah, Callie, we'll get your point off, and then Callie talks.
Yeah, though. I didn't think of like Kawhi's complete career. It for some reason in my head, like I just think of that last Spurs year and then Toronto and then on. Like I don't really think too much of like. Yeah, I don't think too much of his year going up against LeBron. It's pretty much locking him up throughout those series.
Have to,
so, I'm not. To be honest, Steven, all you have to do is bring up. All you have to do is bring up Scottie Pippen's post NBA career, bro. That's all I needed, bro. Give it to Kawhi, bro. If your wife and the mother of your kids is getting thrashed out by the whole community, bro, and your teammates' sons, hey, bro,
he's that weird laugh too,
him up, bro. No Hall of Fame. Take his Hall of Fame jacket, bro. All of that. I need that gone. Send him away, bro. He needs to go to the gulag, bro. I don't care.
Let's not forget Kawhi Leonard's got a weird laugh too, because my buddy came up to me like he's a weird guy. Like he doesn't say anything. If you ask him a question, like you say, "Hey Kawhi, how's your day going?" Like, "Oh, it's going great," and you're like, "You're beginning to freak me out." Or he's like, "What do you think of the video?" "Oh, I didn't see the video." Like, and then sometimes he's got the weird laugh. He's like, "Ha ha ha!" He does that like weird laugh. And I'm like, where's that laugh come from?
I think Kawhi is literally his whole life is just basketball and nothing else, bro. I don't know what it is.
He's quiet.
It's
KD
just
too.
hoops.
KD too.
Yeah,
KD as well.
Man, don't be getting no cuts, bro.
Yeah, I realized Kawhi has to love where he's at in order for him to perform. I think I realized that. At the Spurs, bro, he did not want to play. I'm pretty sure he was taking injuries for some of those games.
Serious,
you can say that for a lot of superstars, though. And like
he had a quad.
This era, when they don't want to be somewhere, they get out the situation very fast. I mean,
I'm saying it. I think Kawhi performs well when he likes the situation he's in. That's all I'm gonna say. Toronto, though, that's the only thing that made no sense to me because I know he didn't want to be there, but he still was
still want to be there at all.
So great over there, though, bro.
And he won a ring for a place he didn't want to be at. That's crazy.
But so though when like him at Clippers, I can actually see because like this year, I mean he was injured, so you weren't able to. I mean last game didn't he average like he scored 30 or something like that, right? He's playing pretty good right now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's getting back on track.
Gabo from earlier, bro. Hold on.
You said what?
Eli Apple, bro. Good.
Yeah.
Let me see.
That was the play.
Let me
That was the
replay
play.
it, let me
Oh
replay
my
it.
god.
Eli
Just
Apple.
even send me it.
I'll send
Oh
you.
my god.
He bust
I
this
see.
man ankles, bro.
Callie, I'm sorry that you didn't get to speak at all. So I'm gonna let you have this time to speak on Luka LeBron. You can speak on Luka Harden, and then you can speak on Kawhi. So all the points we get down, we're gonna just kind of like. So I'm sorry, bro. You never talked, and I kind of just forgot about you. I should throw you some lobs, bro. My bad. So Callie, the floor is yours. Starting with Luka LeBron. Callie, who you taking? Callie, we can't hear you, bro.
Bro, your camera isn't on either, Brody.
No, it is. I
No,
see
that's
it.
him.
I don't see it.
Callie,
Rude boy.
Callie, leave and then
Auntie.
leave and come back, bro.
Callie,
Ugh. Cooked, bro.
I have
Steven,
no
when do you
idea,
leave?
bro.
Friday or Saturday.
Damn.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
The whole week.
Yeah, we can hear you now, bro.
I was just gonna say for the Luka, I'm gonna take Luka because of the skill, like y'all said. And he has a better playoff run. Like
Yeah.
the Clippers and the Suns. The Suns is like probably like a top 5 greatest comeback of like in the playoffs. Way that they were talking.
Which one?
The
Suns
Suns
come back?
The Suns come back.
Oh,
Mavs
yeah,
Suns.
that series.
Way that the Suns were talking was crazy, and he just silenced everyone.
That Michael Jordan quote.
Exactly. And Luka is like probably like my favorite player right now besides LeBron. So obviously gonna for the Harden debate too. I'm taking Luka actually for Harden over Harden. Luka's more efficient, and he's also doing it with less free throws attempted.
The free throw argument.
I gotta agree with you too.
The free throw argument. It finally came. See, I didn't want to use the free throw argument because Harden fans hate the free throw argument.
bro, they can guard him. They have to foul. Like, bro, let's be real. Let's be real. All right, here's the thing. All right, I'm gonna say this. Look, I mean, Harden was a free throw, like a foul chaser. Okay, so
They does that little thing where he gets the ball like this,
yeah.
and then people bump into him, and then they don't say it's a foul.
So look, I don't think people understand. He was kind of low. He was really smart with the way he came about it, right? So whenever he would drive, I don't know if you guys ever realize this. He holds his arms out, basically like, it's, you know, normally if driving, you're gonna try and keep the ball closer to you.
He was
weird.
a master of drawing fouls, bro.
He keeps so everyone fouls him. How are you gonna in the Euro? All like, bro, they just foul him. Like, there's nothing you can say about it. And you've seen it when he's shooting too. They foul him. You've seen it how also refs don't call it. So honestly, I'm done with the whole foul chasing thing, bro. Just guard him. And
They don't do that anymore. They don't. So if you're gonna get the ball and
The
do
rip
contact
through,
like
the
that,
rip through,
they're
yeah.
not gonna call it.
The rip through.
Yeah, and he's
The
still
rip
getting foul calls. So
That
it shows.
that was one of their downfalls. That why they lost to the Warriors that year is because Harden kept playing for fouls instead of just taking a
Yeah,
better
and that
shot.
referee, when he shot the ball and Draymond walked into him, a lot of people saw how irate I was and saying, if we're playing a pickup game of ball and there's refs and you do that crap, they're going to call that every single time. But when he did that, he's complaining about the foul call, and I said, that's obviously a foul.
He kept
And
trying to do it.
they need to change
It happened
that.
like 6 times that game. If you watch Game 7, it happened like 6 times.
And I said that they need to change it, and the referees obviously are not going to do that little rip through move. So like when you see Steph go like this, pump fake, and then throw the ball up.
Harden did it last night.
Harden
did it last night. They just called it on the floor. Harden did it last night. He did exactly the same thing. Yeah, he did last night. It was in the fourth quarter. He did last night. Callie, okay. Pippen, Kawhi.
Oh, Kawhi easily. I don't Kawhi easily, bro. I don't even have anything for that one.
All right, cool.
Good choice.
Yeah.
All right, so I didn't have a lot of because I presented this
To Hutch.
to you guys know Chilltown Hoops on TikTok. He's the OG. He's like the old dude.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
He likes LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in his live stream and I was like sending chat saying like I was just like tapping his chat, debating him, and he just old heads just love players from that era.
They do.
Dude, every time I talk about it, I don't even know I'm going to post this, because every time I talk about, like, a guy before I was born, I immediately get crucified. It's hard being a youngin' out here on this NBA thing, bro, because I feel like you could only talk about, like, the modern
and
day
the barbershops, too. Barbershops, there's the old heads.
Yeah, the old heads. The old heads will swear Bernard King was LeBron James, bro. The old heads will just swear, bro. The old heads just come after me. They like, boy, you were in Pampers yesterday, bro. It's like, dude, what can, like, at this point, I'm not allowed to talk anything unless it's like the last 5 years, or else I'm gonna get attacked.
It's like that whole it's like that Laker debate. Like when we had like the Laker debate where they're talking about who was the best Lakers coach. Everybody said hands down it's Phil Jackson taking over for LA or Pat Riley, because they said the current coaches that have come in for the Lakers.
Nah, it's Darvin Ham, bro. Darvin Ham's the best coach of all time.
But someone's like, no, and someone brought up like old timeline saying, here's the timeline of the Laker coaches. We've had
Minneapolis Lakers like that, bro. Or the coach, who was the coach for Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, Elgin, like, bro. No one's counting that coach, bro.
Yeah, because everyone, like my buddy brought it up by saying earlier today, talking about in our little NBA meeting and stuff about for the Lakers and the coaching. We said, here are the coaches that have come and gone to the Lakers since Phil's been gone. We have Mike Brown, who is the Kings coach currently.
Mike Brown didn't become a good coach to the Warriors.
Yeah, and he got a chance with LA, but when they added Dwight and Steve Nash, they fired him after a terrible preseason, and they had a 1-4 start. You had Mike D'Antoni, who took over for Houston, and after the Lakers let him go, he was with the Rockets. Then you have Byron Scott, who's a former player on the team.
Bad, bro. Oh my god.
And then they said after Byron gets because everyone brought up with Byron, he coached the Cavaliers, he had the worst record, and then they fired him. You had Luke Walton, who's another former player who did not do so well, and he was with the Cavaliers as an assistant.
Bro, I'm gonna let you finish. But can we like bring this before we go? Because I just want to say this before we go. Dude, when we look back at LeBron's legacy, outside of Spoelstra, this dude was taking some mid to the playoffs. Some mid. He was taking Mike Brown. No offense, Mike Brown's a good coach, but this was pre-Warriors Mike Brown. Mike Brown before the Warriors. Yeah. LeBron basically made Mike Brown before the Warriors. Let's keep it a stack. He goes, and then Eric Spoelstra, obviously. And then after Spoelstra, he goes in David Blatt. We all remember David Blatt.
He was the worst coach.
I forgot about
Talk about coaches that you just forgot about. This man was taking David Blatt to the finals. LeBron's taking 3 rookie head coaches to the finals. Ty Lue. This was pre-Clippers Ty Lue, by the way. This was before Ty Lue had
decent.
This was before Ty Lue had respect, though. This is like pre-Clippers Ty Lue. And this was what?
And Cleveland did him wrong. They fired him early in the season. They should not have fired him. They should have kept him. Even though LeBron was gone, they just said, "Hey, we're not winning games. You're gone."
I know they make fun of. I know they make fun of LeBron for activating playoff mode and missing the playoffs. Bro, his head coach was Luke Walton. Now you tell me you're going to the playoffs with Luke Walton?
But Luke was also with Steve Kerr. Let's not forget, Luke took over for Steve when Steve had his little back procedure, and that's when Mike Brown took over too. Because the Warriors, they have phenomenal coaching.
They want LeBron to make they want LeBron to make the playoffs, bro. LeBron's coach is allowing Russell Westbrook to take game-winning shots. How am I supposed to win games?
And then you have Frank. And let's not forget Spoelstra, Mike Brown. The only coaches for Cleveland, the only coaches in my LeBron resume that brought championships were Eric Spoelstra, Ty Lue, and Frank Vogel.
Those are the 3 coaches. That bad, but let's not act like he didn't get fired 2 years later.
They scapegoated him.
Yeah,
they scapegoated Frank.
Did. Frank Vogel was not that bad, but compared to other guys who had Phil Jack, who had Pat Riley for their entire careers.
I think Jerry did coach the team, but I'm not entirely sure if I got that.
Everyone else in the top 10 had historic great coaches. LeBron's taking rookies, and LeBron's taking mid. LeBron's making these coaches. LeBron's making these coaches. All while Kobe has Phil Jack. Kobe has Phil Jack for his 3-peat. Phil Jack leaves, comes back, they win 2 more rings. I'm not saying Kobe did. I'm not saying Phil Jack was the reason. I'm just saying might be a coincidence. You know what I'm saying?
Phil was the great Lakers coach.
Jordan has Phil Jackson for 2 of his 3-peats. Jordan retires, comes back. Phil Jack's still there. Phil Jack. Shaq had Phil Jack and Pat Riley for all of his championships. Magic Johnson, Pat Riley. And let's just look at these coaches and then look at LeBron's. LeBron has taken some mid to the NBA Finals.
Mike Brown.
I'm not saying
Eric
coaches
Spoelstra.
are the end-all, be-all to a championship team or like the biggest factor deciding you go to the finals or not. I'm just saying you got to give LeBron some credit because he's taken some mid to the championship games.
2018 Cavs. That team was so. I mean, the 2017 to 18 Cavaliers team, minus the Kyrie Irving and Isaiah Thomas trade, they looked okay on paper a little bit because you had LeBron and Kevin Love, and then you had a bunch of no-name guys who are still in the Cavaliers, like Osman, and I think there was a few other guys, but they were LeBron and Kevin were, and J.R. Smith. But that team was bad, but you had Ty Lue coaching, and you had the other guy coaching on the Cavs, but still, coaches get hired and coaches get fired. And from my point of view, from Frank Vogel, he got scapegoated, and they should not have fired him.
To me, bro, taking
Which is
David.
a terrible decision.
To me, bro, taking David Blatt to an NBA championship, bro. This was the first time I've ever said David Blatt's name in 7 years.
Bro,
That
was
speaks
the worst.
volumes.
I really forgot
That
about
speaks
David Blatt.
volumes
He was
to
the
how
worst
bad
head
he was a coach ever.
actually. He was the worst for Cleveland because I didn't tell you a story. So in that playoff series when they played Chicago, when LeBron hit the game winner, he tried to call a timeout, but Ty Lue had to pull him back immediately. And I said, if we lost that game, it's on him. And then LeBron in a timeout said, we're going to run this play. And he erases the play and says, give me the ball. And then he gets the ball in the corner. It's the game winner. They win that series. They won that game because LeBron actually erased the clipboard and said,
I
give me the ball.
love Ty Lue. I love Ty Lue, bro. But let's not like Ty Lue. Ty Lue was the head coach when he refused to just act like we didn't have a time. Ty Lue could have called a timeout in 2018 Game 1. So, like, I love Ty Lue.
That moment where J.R. Smith blew the game.
Where was Ty Lue in 2018? Where's Ty Lue 2018 Game 1?
Bro, LeBron was the coach 2018. Ty Lue was.
Yeah, he was.
That game was so embarrassing to watch.
Ty Lue was the coach. Ty Lue was just over there wearing suits, bro. He wasn't even drawing.
And he should have called the timeout, but J.R. Smith got the rebound and ran. I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then JR's like, I thought we were up by 1. It was a tied game. And
Ty Lue could never talk to LeBron. Like, Ty Lue could never talk to LeBron. Phil Jack could talk to MJ, Kobe, but Ty Lue could never talk to LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron's not.
He lets him do whatever he wants. He literally gave him the VIP treatment. Like, if you want to talk to him, coach the player, he basically is like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. But
he has. That was the
David
2016 run in the locker room.
But David Blatt was arguably the worst coach because obviously the one main problem was you lose to the Warriors twice, but the last time they played the Warriors on their floor, that game was embarrassing, to say the least. And then they fired David Blatt. I thought that was a good decision to fire him as coach because they had the number. They were 30-11, but I did not like his coaching style. I did not like the fact that he was playing little to no bench at all. He said, I'm playing 7 guys. The other guys will get their opportunities in case of injuries or in case something comes up, but that's how I'm going to do it. And one Cavalier player said when I was on the injury report and I came back, he didn't play me at all. I was supposed to play in the game, didn't get minutes. And David said the next time at practice, you're going to get minutes today. And he didn't get minutes at all. Like in a practice, he said that to the player, and that player did not play any minutes. And that player was Mo Williams on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Mo Williams.
Capo, do you want to get a final word in before we end this? Because I knew I cut you off.
Twitter said, what are you doing, Russell Westbrook? There's a funny video of when Russ hit that missed shot. It's on Twitter now.
Russ is in shambles.
Anything, Capo? Or else we're done.
Honestly,
they lose to the Rockets tonight. It's going to be embarrassing.
Oh my God! Please.
I just know, bro. I want to know actually where was David Blatt before?
I think Russia, no, or some.
Maccabi Tel Aviv. That's where he was coaching.
He was in Russia, coming from overseas, having to coach LeBron. That was prepped to go to the finals, bro.
The Cavaliers did not do a good job with coaching because they hired a Russian coach who didn't have NBA experience, and then 2019 to 20, they hired John Beilein, and that guy was a that coach for Michigan,
bro,
he
John
was
Beilein,
a dictator.
No one talks about this. The dude basically had a lifetime contract at Michigan and just gave it up to coach the Cavs.
And he obviously was the worst because I did a workout in Cleveland with a bunch of guys, and he was out there just yelling at dudes, making them practice long hours. And then he said, "You're playing like a bunch of thugs." Like one time he said, "You're playing like a bunch of thugs." I mean slugs, not thugs. And then they played music that the word thug in it.
Callie, can you explain yourself?
Yeah, bro. Imagine in the bonnet too. This is crazy, bro.
You did it on live. Bro.
Hey, I have a quick question that's kind of off topic, right? Who do you think is gonna? All right. So we know, of course, Jordan. Like,
let me end the pod. Let me end the pod because it's too long.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Dude, first live pod on YouTube. So this video is going to be up on YouTube. I think we did a really good job. Like, no dead space, no awkward. Conversation flowed the entire time. Some casual takes. Now,
moving on from Twitch to YouTube, man.
Yeah, because I like because the Twitch, the videos can just YouTube, the live stay there forever, and I just want the podcast just to sit there forever. Twitch, it disappears. Twitch, the videos on the VODs on Twitch disappear after like a couple weeks. I would have to like upload them. I have to take the VOD on Twitch and then upload it to YouTube, and I would just might as well just like let it live chill here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now I got to worry about now in the future is once I get my TikTok situated. Now I got to worry about growing the pod because my TikTok's big. No, not big, but like decent size. But I got to worry now about like once I get my TikTok situation, I got to worry about growing the pod because everyone just follows the TikTok, but they don't follow the pod.
Yeah. Are you gonna try
thanks
and get
for tuning
like
in, boys.
Yeah.
I just ended it on YouTube. I just ended it on YouTube.